climb down off my soapbox now?
No, not at all. Not at all. Sir Alex and the other managers.
Sir Alex, of course, has been at United for a long, long time. The longest-serving manager in professional football, I believe, in England. But I think his time is coming to an end. He's making a few silly decisions. I mean, why...
We blame him a lot of times.
Why would you let Chicharito start, for example, and leave Van Persie on the bench? It just doesn't make sense for me. Bring Chicharito in later on if you need that boost, but put the experienced players on first. I can see his tenure as manager coming to an end within the next 3 or 4 years. And as far as your next question, who will come after him, my favorite would be Pep Guardiola.
Guardiola.
My fear is that it'll be Jose Mourinho. But you don't know. It could be that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will come back from Sweden and manage. I know Paul Scholes wants to get into management, and
Giggs wants to.
Giggs wants to get into management, and who could ignore Roy Keane?
No one.
You know, the bulldog.
Not at all.
Yeah. So my home team.
Would it be a disaster if King Eric comes and say he wants to be the manager?
Cantona?
I used to like him a lot.
Clown Eric. You may as well get Gascoigne in there.
All right. Now, let me come back to Gambia. Away from the football, we will continue to watch our Premiership, and your prediction for the Premiership, I definitely subscribe to that.
Thank you.
Tourism comes with a lot of advantages and disadvantages. Many a times from time to time we get people taken to court for pedophilia and stuff like that. The good and the bad of tourism in Gambia.
I think that since they've had the crackdown on so-called bumpsters, it's been a lot better. And I don't know whether it's due to the fact that I'm here for 6 months and a lot of people recognize my face and therefore don't bother me. You know, the guy, I live down in Kersering, and the guys with the taxis now say, I'll give you a ride home. You know, the guys from the top of the strip.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I ask the price, they say 25 butoots. Because it's just across the road.
Yeah.
And that aspect of it I really do enjoy. I've seen times in the past where I was hustled to death. My wife and I walked down the beach, and for half an hour this guy walked behind us saying, hello, hello, hello. And when he eventually caught up to us, he said, hey, I've been calling you for half an hour. And I said, I'm sorry, I thought you were having a problem with your phone. You know, hello, hello. That didn't bother me, but the guy was selling bamboo cream. And he had this piece of bamboo cream like this, and he said, look, I want 75 dollars for this. I said, are you crazy? I can go to Serekunda Market and get that amount for 25 dollars. I'm not going to buy it. In fact, I don't need any. It was the rainy season at this time. So I said, look, let's play a game. You try and sell me that bamboo cream, tell me the benefits of the bamboo cream. I'm not going to buy it, but I'll let you practice for when the toobabs come. He says, oh, like pre-season training. Exactly. So we have a rapport, and we always say hello when I see that guy, but he never bothers me, never bothers me. And that's what I was saying about interaction with the local people. From a toobab's perspective, I would suggest that interact with the people. Don't just say no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, because you could learn valuable lessons from these people. My watchman, for example, Usainu, he's 20 years old, just graduated from school, and he's living with us, and we're teaching him English, we're teaching him about logic, and we're teaching him about geography. In fact, we bought him a map of the continent of Africa for Christmas, and he put it on his wall inside his house. So we're gaining so much experience from him in his relaying stories of village life, and he's learning from us. So it's a win-win situation. But by no means should a tourist, and I say toobabs, I know there's a lot of black tourists that come here, but in general, I would strongly suggest do not ignore people. Stop and spend the time of day with them.
Let me take you to the atmosphere in Senegambia at night.
Last night?
Not last night.
I never saw so many people in my life.
No. Apart from the New Year's Eve, I know it's always a catastrophe, you know. But on other nights, Senegambia at night.
Well, again, it's how the people portray different places, and coming from a commercial background and aspect, that in print media and sales of print media. I'll give you one example. Walking down to the towards the Senegambia Hotel, on the left-hand side is Alibaba's. A guy comes out and he says, "Hey, come and try Alibaba's." He says that to everybody walking down the road. Instead, why wouldn't he come out and say, "Welcome to the world-famous Alibaba's restaurant"? So instead of being hit on by somebody who says the same thing to everybody, have him embellish it a little bit. And Alibaba's is world-famous. Use that. Use it. Another one across the road, Paparazzi. "Hey, come and have a beer here. We got nice cold beer." Welcome to Paparazzi restaurant. We promise we won't take your photograph. Easy.
Okay. New Year's Eve, what were you doing? I'm taking you to task now.
We had heard, my lovely wife Catherine and I don't know whether your camera can pick this up. Can you get that? There we are. Isn't she beautiful? Yeah. Catherine and I went to, incidentally, I met her in 1974. We went to the Strip. We'd heard about, you know, the crowds and the good times, but quite frankly, it was a little bit scary. The fireworks went off at midnight, and there must have been 20 or 30,000 people trying to get into the Strip. Why they stopped them, I really don't know. They let them through at about 1 o'clock, and then there's a stampede. There was a stampede also in the Ivory Coast last night where 60 people died. So it's very dangerous. Crowd control needs to be looked at down there. Maybe we should move New Year's Eve to the 3rd of January. I don't know. That won't be so interested. The kids will be in school.
All right. Did you make any resolution on New Year's Eve? Would you share it with me?
I haven't made resolutions for such a long time. I think because I always break them. I pledged to myself I'm going to stop smoking, but as soon as I run out of cigarettes, that's it, I go and buy some more. Pledged to stop drinking, and then friends come over and they say, "Hey, Brian, you want a drink?" "Oh, yeah." "Oh, no, I stopped drinking."